What if I told you the universe left a hidden code in time and it only reveals itself once a year? April 4th isn't just a date. It's a portal, a rare alignment between matter and spirit, a point where everything can change if you know how to cross through. In alchemy, the number 4 represents structure, foundation, the 4 elements that sustain creation. When it repeats like now, it doesn't just appear. It activates. But this activation doesn't happen on the outside. It starts within, and it only awakens in those who feel they can't live on autopilot anymore. If you're seeing this, it's not by chance. It's because your soul recognized the call. And now, I'm going to reveal to you the 4 alchemical insights that will activate your cosmic power in this portal. Let's go together. You shall separate the earth from the fire, the subtle from the dense, gently and with great skill. Emerald Tablet, Hermes, Trismegistus. What if everything you see isn't real? What if what you call reality is just a projection? A vibrational theater where the scenes repeat, but the storyline never changes? What would happen if you found out you're inside a program, repeating patterns, believing you have choices, when in reality you're just reacting? From the moment you were born, they taught you what's right and wrong, beautiful or ugly, possible or impossible. They taught you to trust your eyes, but forgot to show you how to feel with your heart. And just like that, without realizing it, you started living a borrowed life. An identity that isn't yours, shaped by trauma, opinions, and expectations. But what if all of that is just a surface layer? The Tablets of Thoth say it clearly. The physical world is a reflection, not the source. True creation isn't outside of you. It radiates from within. Consciousness is the origin of everything. Before anything takes form in the material world, it already existed in the mental and vibrational plane. That means you're not trapped in reality. You're shaping it all the time, even if unconsciously. Picture your body as a glass, a temporary container. It allows you to exist here, to touch, to see, to feel. But what really matters isn't the glass. It's the water. It's the content. It's what you are beyond the name, the shape, and the story. You are consciousness, and consciousness is free. It has no weight, no color, no limits. It's pure presence. And when you remember that, well, the game changes. The Matrix isn't a place, it's a program, a set of beliefs that make you think small, feel fear, settle for less. It teaches you to search outside for what's always been inside. And as long as you believe you're just a body, a job, a personal story, you stay stuck. Because the system needs you to believe you're weak, that you need saving, that you have no power. But the truth is the opposite. You are the creator of the experience. You're the divine spark living a temporary experience. And every thought, every emotion, every choice vibrates at a frequency that shapes your world. The first alchemical insight: you are consciousness in frequency. And when you start to realize that you're not the body, not the story, not what they told you you were, something inside you starts to shift. An ancient memory awakens. Not an ordinary memory, but a remembrance of who you've always been before all of this. Before the name, before the pain, before the programming. The truth is, you were never just matter. Never just flesh, bone, and cells. That's only the surface. You are consciousness, a living field of energy that moves, feels, perceives, a silent observer behind all thoughts. And this field isn't trapped in the body. It flows through it. It pulses beyond it. Alchemy has always known this. The essence of alchemical transformation isn't in flasks and metals. It's in understanding that consciousness is the primary substance of everything. The entire universe is mental. That's the first Hermetic law. And if everything is mind, everything is shapeable. If everything vibrates, everything can be tuned. If everything is a field, everything responds to your frequency. And this is no longer just hidden wisdom. Quantum physics has already shown, for example, through the double-slit experiment, that matter behaves differently when observed. That means the act of observing, in other words, the focus of consciousness, changes the physical outcome. What the ancients called mind-creating reality is now demonstrated in labs. Consciousness, even without touching anything, directly influences manifestation. But there's more. Your body doesn't end at the skin. Around you exists a field of vibrational energy, the aura, that extends beyond the physical. And within the body, there are energy centers, chakras, that work like gateways for vibrational information coming in and out. These centers are directly connected to your emotions, your thoughts, your beliefs. Each one of them communicates with the environment, constantly absorbing and emitting energy. This field is real. It can be felt, and many people with energetic sensitivity can even see colors shifting around someone's body, depending on that person's emotional and spiritual state. When your chakras are balanced, your field expands. When they're blocked, it contracts. That's why some days you walk into a place and feel pressure in your chest, or you pass by someone and feel drained. That's the field in action. Vibration interacting with vibration. And here comes the most powerful part. Your vibration doesn't depend on the world. It depends on how you choose to feel, think, and position yourself internally. It's not about repeating positive phrases. It's about changing your vibrational state from the inside out. Your energy field, at its core, is a reflection of your inner world. It doesn't lie. It shows exactly who you're being right now, and the universe responds to it. Always. And when you start changing your internal vibration, everything around you changes too. But there's something even deeper happening underneath all this. Something that challenges everything you've been taught about what's real, because it's not just matter that responds to consciousness. Time does too. You are taught to believe time is a straight line, that there's a past that already happened, a present that's here, and a future that's yet to come. But that idea is part of the same system that programmed you to live on autopilot. The truth is, time doesn't run. It pulses, it folds, it moves in cycles. The Tablets of Thoth said this millennia ago. Time doesn't change, but everything changes within it. Time is a fluid structure, not a prison. What you call yesterday or tomorrow exists in subtle layers of consciousness, accessible not with clocks, but with presence. And that's why certain moments like the 4-4 portal aren't just dates, they're points of temporal overlap. It's as if the doors between your different versions line up for a moment, allowing you to access something beyond. Have you ever had that déjà vu feeling, that certainty that you've lived something before it happened, or that dream so real it felt more like a memory than imagination? Those are contact points, fragments of a greater reality trying to surface, because the now isn't isolated. It holds everything. In quantum physics, this is starting to be acknowledged. Theories like non-locality or the block universe suggest that past, present, and future coexist in a single field of possibilities. What shifts isn't time, but the point of consciousness observing it. When your vibration changes, you begin to tune into different versions of yourself. You literally start to access a new reality timeline, and in these moments of opening, like April 4th, 4-4, that access widens. Old traumas may surface, not to punish you, but to be reframed. Emotions frozen for years come back up. Past lives may show up in sensations, visions, spontaneous memories. This isn't fantasy. This is the soul field revealing its hidden layers. The second alchemical insight. Everything is vibration. And when you start to realize that time isn't running out there, but pulsing inside you, a new question begins to arise. If everything exists now, if time is moldable, and consciousness is the creator, what exactly defines the shape reality takes? The answer lies in something invisible to the eyes, but felt in every cell: vibration. The universe isn't made of solid matter. It never was. What you call matter is just condensed energy, oscillating at a specific frequency. Every particle vibrates, every thought vibrates, every emotion, word, intention, gesture. Everything is in constant motion, creating waves that spread through the field around you. And that's why reality isn't something fixed. It's responsive, it listens, it feels who you're being. That's why you feel good around some people and drained around others. That's why certain environments inspire you and others suffocate you. Everything is vibration, and everything that vibrates communicates, but the deepest part is that you can choose your vibration, and by doing so, you change everything. Let me share with you a short story. that perfectly illustrates what we're learning. A long time ago, in a village surrounded by mountains and sacred rivers, lived an old guardian named Elian. They said Elian never got sick, never got angry, and always seemed to know when something good or bad was about to happen. Some believed he had mystical gifts, others thought he spoke with the spirits of the forest. One day, a young man from the village, tired of feeling lost in his own thoughts and pain, decided to look for Elian. When he found him, the young man asked, "What's your secret? Why do you seem to live in a different world than the rest of us?" Elian smiled and answered, "Because I live in the same world, but I listen to a different song." The young man didn't understand, so Elian took him to the deepest lake in the region. He asked him to throw a stone into the water. The young man did. Circular waves formed. "That's you," Elian said. "Every thought you have, every emotion, every word you speak is a stone thrown into the field of existence. What you feel expands, and what you expand comes back." Still confused, the young man asked, "And what do I do when what's vibrating in me is fear, anger, sadness?" Elian then sat at the edge of the lake, closed his eyes, and began to sing. It wasn't a regular song. It was a pure sound, wordless, that seemed to speak with the wind, with the trees, with the silence. Slowly, the water in the lake began to calm, even with the wind blowing across it. "You don't need to fight the old vibration," he said. "You just need to sing a different one. Create a new frequency. The right vibration dissolves the noise, just like light dissolves darkness." The young man finally understood. Reality wasn't cruel. It was just responding to the sound he was putting out. This story may seem symbolic, but it's exactly what happens at the energetic level. Your frequency is the language that speaks to the universe, and you don't have to wait for anything external to change it. You can start now. You can tune your vibration through deep silence, through conscious sounds, through words with soul, through mantras that align your field with the divine. Sound is a bridge. It breaks shapes, activates dormant centers, reorganizes the structure of the invisible. That's why ancient mantras still echo with power. That's why words spoken with intention create or destroy. And that's why, by changing the tone of your vibration, you change the shape of your life. The third alchemical insight: balance is the key to power. And when you start to understand that everything is vibration, and that your frequency is constantly shaping what you experience, a new challenge reveals itself. Because it's not enough to raise your vibration once and expect everything to change. Vibration is a flow, and that flow can be unstable. It can swing between excitement and discouragement, between enthusiasm and doubt, between faith and fear. And it's exactly in that movement that the next alchemical secret lies. True power lies in balance. Hermetic traditions call this the law of rhythm and polarity. Everything in creation oscillates. Everything moves like a pendulum. In the universe, nothing stays still. The tide rises and falls. The sun rises and sets. Breath goes in and out. And in the same way, your internal states also follow this motion. But there's a difference between the awakened and the asleep. The asleep are dragged by the tides. The awakened learn to observe the flow without getting lost in it. That's the key. When you don't understand the rhythm, you become a hostage to it. A compliment lifts you up. A criticism drags you down. A sunny day inspires you. A cloudy day paralyzes you. Your vibration becomes a reflection of your circumstances, and while that happens, your reality is created in a chaotic, unstable, fragmented way. Because a vibration that changes constantly can't sustain consistent creation. But when you learn to stay centered, even when everything around you is shifting, something changes. It's like standing in the eye of the storm. The world spins, but you remain grounded. And it's in that point of stability that spiritual power begins to awaken. That center isn't a neutral place with no emotion. On the contrary, it's the place where light and shadow coexist without conflict, where you can feel anger without being controlled by it, where you can feel sadness without falling into self-pity, where you acknowledge your extremes but choose not to identify with any of them, because balance isn't the absence of movement, it's presence within the movement. Inner alchemy starts exactly here, It's not about forcing pain into joy. It's about recognizing the pain, honoring what it wants to reveal, and returning to the center. It's accepting that the oscillation exists, but refusing to be dragged from one extreme to another unconsciously. Unbalanced people have unstable vibration, and an unstable vibration creates an unstable reality. Impulsive reactions, emotional decisions, relationships that start intense and end in ruin, that's not bad luck. It's vibrational dissonance. The awakened, on the other hand, practice inner mastery. They feel, but don't get lost. They observe, but don't act on impulse. They walk between opposites without being consumed by either. And it's exactly that which gives their energy field a magnetic, coherent, and grounded strength. Balance is the foundation to sustain everything that's been awakened up until now. You've probably noticed, there are moments when everything flows, but just a few unmanaged thoughts or uncontrolled emotions are enough to make it all fall apart. It's not because the energy disappeared, it's because it lost direction. Energy without balance is energy that scatters. The fourth alchemical insight: sound, word, and creation. And when you start to find that point of inner balance, you begin to notice something that was once hidden beneath the noise of the world, the power of your own voice. Not your everyday voice that speaks out of habit, but the vibration that comes from your throat when you speak with intention. When you vibrate with presence. Because sound isn't just a vehicle for communication, it's a creative force. Since ancient times, this has been known. The Tablets of Thoth state that everything came from the primordial vibration. The universe was born from sound, from the word, not as a religious metaphor, but as an energetic reality. And that original sound still resonates in everything that exists, in you, in me, in every particle of what we call reality. Modern science calls this somatics, a field of study that shows how different sound frequencies organize matter into geometric patterns. When a specific vibration moves through a field of sand or water, it reorganizes the material into shapes that repeat with precision. And these shapes, interestingly, match the sacred symbols used by ancient civilizations. The flower of life, Metatron's cube, the seal of Solomon. None of that is coincidence. It's sound becoming form. The words you speak are not just sound, they're frequency. They're waves coming from within and passing through the field around you. When you speak with anger, your field shifts. When you speak with gratitude, your field shifts too. The energy of your words shapes the environment, influences people, activates realities. Everything that comes out of your mouth carries a vibrational signature. That's why in ancient mysteries, it was said that sound is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. But not all sound is the same. There are sounds that lift you and sounds that destroy. Mantras, for example, aren't just beautiful words, they're access keys. Each sacred sound, repeated with intention and awareness, tunes your energy to a specific vibration of the universe. The Om, used by Eastern sages, resonates with the field of original creation. The Yod Hevaha, in the Hebrew tradition, was considered unpronounceable, not out of fear, but out of respect for the power of the vibration it carries. You've probably felt the effect of a song that touched you deeply, or a word that pierced you like an arrow, or that one phrase someone said at just the right time, and it echoed inside you for days. That's the power of sound in action. Words can open portals or shut down paths. They can heal or harm. They can build bridges or invisible walls. It all depends on the vibration they're born with. And it's not just about speaking. Silence also vibrates. A silence full of presence is more powerful than 1,000 empty words. It reorganizes your inner energy. It creates space. It amplifies what needs to emerge. The ancients knew this, and that's why initiates spent years in silence before speaking any teachings. Because before you speak, you must learn to hold the frequency. True creation begins when you understand this, that it's not about shouting to the universe what you want, but about becoming a frequency that aligns with what you desire. And one of the fastest tools to adjust that frequency is sound. The sound you emit, the sound you consume, the sound you hold in silence. And when you understand that sound is creative, that your voice shapes frequencies and builds realities, a new layer of existence starts to unfold. Because all creation vibrates, but every vibration also transforms, and one of the greatest transformations that human beings face and fear is death. But the fear of death is perhaps the greatest illusion of the asleep consciousness. Since ancient times, initiates have known that the body is just a temporary vehicle, a garment that wears out with time, but was never the true self. The Tablets of Thoth clearly say, death doesn't exist the way we were taught. It's just a shift of planes, a frequency adjustment, a passage from one vibrational state to another. The body goes silent, but the fire stays lit. In the path of alchemy, this transition is called nigredo, the dark phase, the moment when everything seems to fall apart, when old forms die so something higher can be born, and this doesn't just happen at the end of physical life. Nigredo happens in every cycle where you're called to release what no longer serves. It's the mourning of the versions you no longer are, the pain of shedding the old skin, the emptiness that shows up right before rebirth. Dying, then, is not disappearing. It's making space. The problem is that society has built an entire system based on the fear of this process. Fear of loss, fear of endings, fear of the unknown. But the ancients knew that what you fear rules you. And the fear of death has been used for centuries as one of the most powerful tools of control, because those who fear dying fear truly living. They fear taking risks, creating, being bold. They fear saying how they feel. They fear following their own intuition. And this is where the alchemical teaching becomes liberating. When you understand that death is just one stage of the process, life becomes lighter, because now you know everything is transformation, everything changes form. The body, which once seemed like the limit, now is just one part of the journey. And when it's no longer needed, it'll be left behind like a shell. But what you are, your consciousness, your essence, your inner fire, continues. And that fire, as Thoth said, never goes out. It just moves. It withdraws. It reorganizes. Consciousness doesn't depend on the brain. The energy that animates your body doesn't die when it stops. The practical portal, 4 activations for April 4th. And when you recognize that the 4 pillars are alive within you, supporting every dimension of your being, the inevitable question arises, what do you do with this on the day of the portal? Because April 4th isn't some external event waiting to happen. It's a vibrational opportunity, an opening that only gains meaning when you choose to participate. It's not about waiting for the portal to do something for you. It's about you becoming the portal itself. This is where spirituality becomes practical, where theory becomes path, and where energy requires action. Below are 4 simple and powerful rituals that directly activate each pillar on April 4th. You can do them at sunrise or whenever you feel called during the day. But remember, the most important thing isn't the ritual itself, but the intention you put into it. Sun and Earth. Walk barefoot at sunrise. Place your feet directly on the ground, on the earth, the grass, the sand. Feel the cold or warmth of the soil. Let the sunlight touch your hands, your face, your closed eyes. Breathe in the new cycle beginning. Here, you activate the pillar of the body, of presence, of conscious matter. Bring this affirmation to the moment, I belong to the earth and it sustains me. Water and emotion. Bath with coarse salt and herbs. Prepare a warm bath with coarse salt and an herb that resonates with you. Rosemary for clarity, lavender for lightness, rue for protection. As the water flows over your body, visualize everything that no longer serves you being released. Here, you purify the emotional pillar and cleanse vibrational residues that block the flow of love and empathy. Directed breathing. Activating the mind. Sit in silence. Take 4 conscious, deep breaths. As you inhale, imagine golden light entering through your forehead, illuminating your thoughts, calming the mental noise. As you exhale, release the weight. This practice awakens the mental pillar. Clarity, higher vision, intention. Candle and intention. Seal with the element of fire. Take a piece of paper and write a short, precise, vibrant sentence, a desire, a purpose, a soul-level choice. Light a candle, burn the paper consciously. Watch the flames consume the old and activate the new. Here you honor the pillar of spirit, the sacred will that turns intention into reality. These 4 activations require nothing more than presence. It's not about following some mystical script. It's about aligning with the eternal principles of nature and the living wisdom that has always been inside you. On April 4th, you become the alchemist, the conscious operator of your own reality, and maybe, by the end of the day, you'll notice something subtle, a lightness in your field, a different silence within, a clarity that wasn't there before. That's not magic. That's vibrational coherence. That's the universe responding to your choice. April 4th isn't a date, it's an invitation. A mirror, a code that only reveals itself when you're ready to cross, the convergence between what you feel and what you manifest, between who you are and who you decide to be. An alignment between intention and possibility. Whoever understands this reprograms their own field, expands their aura, shifts the energetic signature they carry, and when your vibration changes, everything around you responds. So on this day, align the 4 pillars of your inner temple, perform the 4 activation rituals, anchor a new frequency with presence and decision. If you felt this call, comment here. I activate my 4-4 portal, because the universe responds to the vibration of those who take a stand, and if you're here, it's because you're already ready. And before you go, pay close attention. A special video has been set aside, a direct continuation of this content to dive deeper into everything that was awakened here. A deeper journey into activating your cosmic power and the transformation this portal is offering. So don't close this, don't scroll, don't get distracted. Click now on the video that's showing on your screen because it's the next step, and I'll be waiting for you there. I'll see you on the other side.